Well, hello, it's Gordon Henderson here, and yep, it's a camera pointing at a screen, and I'm really sorry about that, but I don't have any way of doing HDMI capture at the moment, so what you're looking at is my RTB Basic, Return to Basics Basic. It's being fed from a Raspberry Pi. We're running the bare metal standalone version. It's a Raspberry Pi 1B, overclocked to 900 megahertz or thereabouts. And I wanted to talk about turtle graphics. I made a video about turtle graphics a short while back, and a few weeks ago I was with some young people, and I decided to do some turtle graphics. I had some spare time, so I thought we'd do some turtle graphics with them, and I ran into a problem. The problem was that these young people were not quite old enough to understand degrees. Now, in Scotland, we don't typically learn about degrees and angles using a protractor and things like that until about 9 or 10 years old. Probably the same in England. But we do learn about fractions. But I'll come to that in a minute. So what I did was I took a bunch of young people outside. We got them to pretend to be turtles or robots, and I said, right, take 3 steps forward and then turn to the right 90 degrees. So they took 3 steps forward, and then they said, what does 90 degrees mean? And I kind of thought this would be a problem. So when I wrote RTB and when I put the turtle graphics in, I thought we'd have clock angles. So we have 60 minutes in a circle, 15 minutes in a quarter circle. So I said, right, turn 15 minutes. Just to show what I mean there. Sine 15, if you know anything about basic trigonometry, is the same as sine 90 is 1. So I said, well, just turn clock. And they said, we can't tell the time. Because young people today can tell the time, but not with an analog clock, not with a round clock. So I gave them a very quick intro to degrees, and that kept most of them happy. And we got on and did stuff. So it made me kind of think. Turtle graphics. So if we're in degrees, we could go move to graphics width over 2, graphics height over 2, pen down, move 50. Yeah, there we go. We've got a yellow line that's just going up to 50. Show turtle. Right 90, move 50, right 90, move 50, right 90, move 50, right 90, move 50, and so on and so forth. So I kind of thought, what if we had a different form of angles that maybe younger people could understand, but not too young, but people who've done fractions. And I mentioned earlier they do fractions at school a couple of years earlier than, or maybe a year or so earlier than degrees. So when I said to them, turn a quarter of a turn, they kind of knew what I meant. Turn half a turn, and they would come back, take 3 steps forward or 3 steps back. So what I came up with was this idea. So let me just clear the screen. Let's go back to the, where's our move to? There's our move to clear the screen. If we go back to, actually I've got TGR, I put a new command in, which is turtle graphics, initialize the turtle graphics thingy, pen down, show turtle, move 50 as before. Now we want to turn right, quarter of a turn, move 50, move 50, right, quarter turn, move 50, and we always kind of want to end up facing the same way. So we've now got quarter turn, And you go through the sequence. Let's see, there's a program there. It's basically the same program as I've just typed in, so a little bit longer. And there we go. So have a look at it in the editor. There we are. Turtle graphics, show turtle. Turtle speed equals 50. Color equals yellow. Pen down. Do all the moves. And I'm just sort of going through here the way that I was thought, the way that I would take them through some simple turtle graphics. But I'm kind of looking for feedback maybe on this effectively decimal angles, but because the computer, you know, a quarter or a third knows that it can work that out to be 0.25. We don't need to type in 0.25 because the computer can calculate it for us. Let's just have a look at another program. This is how my sort of progression through it. We start using a loop. I like to start with a while loop rather than a for loop because I don't think for is the best way to understand. I kind of start with a while loop anyway, and this one works. It's the same, exactly the same. There's our little loop, and so on. You know, we could move on. We could have a look at this. Whoops, I meant to edit that. So then move on to using a procedure. Fproc shape side equals 0 while side is less than. And then we've got shape 7. So there's a seven-sided shape, and we could easily do anything we want. Three-sided shape, we can do it, which is a triangle. Move on again. Procedure another loop, so we've got seven of those, and there we go. Our little turtle is nothing more than a circle and a line. What was the next one? X5. Procedure in a second loop. Yeah, so we modify our procedure there. We can have sides and size, and we can do a lot more with it. 4 sides, 50, 4 loops. I'll do it 4 times. Yeah, there we go. Rerun it. 12 sides. Now I have to shrink it down a little bit. 24. Yeah, there we go. Yep, and so on and so forth. So these are still using our decimal degrees, basically. So up at the top there, we've got over here loops. But we're turning right 1 over loops, so we know that if we're turning 12, we're going to turn a 1/12 of a turn each time. And there's our shape, we're turning right 1 over 5 sides, we're going to turn a 1/5 of a turn every time. It's kind of easier than angles, than loading degrees up into, if they don't know about degrees. I'm not sure. Was that was... Yeah, and just to show you that it's actually quite fast when you don't have any speed. If we have a 20 sides at 15 and we do 33. Oh, this is different colours, wasn't it? Yeah, I was playing with colours at this point. Just quickly. If I take that out, run it. 20-sided, which is effectively a circle. There we go. It's instant. It's not slow at all, but add the speed in makes it nice and slow. Anyway, give me some feedback on what you think about this. What you think about RTB. and decimal turtle. I'm kind of curious to know what people might think about this. Obviously, if you're dealing with people at secondary school, then they will know degrees, so there's no point doing this. But maybe some younger people, fractions of a turn, especially if you got them out in the playground and you say walk 4 paces, turn quarter, walk 4 paces, turn quarter. You can build that into, I'm going to give you a program and say repeat 4 times, walk 4 paces, turn a quarter, and see if they can remember a 3-line program. Anyway, there you go. Turtle graphics, decimal degrees. Have fun. Bye.